Hello everyone, good Shabbos, welcome to this week's short Dvar Torah. I hope you're all okay. Before I share a thought with you, I'd just like to express wishes for a speedy recovery, a refuah shalema, to two giants of Anglo Jewry who are both seriously ill. The first one is former Chief Rabbi, Lord Jonathan Sachs. His name, if you'd like to add him into your prayers, is Reb Yaakov Tzvi ben Liba. And the second one is Dayan Ehrentreu, again one of the most senior rabbis across Europe. His name is Morenu Harav Reb Chanoich HaKohen ben Blima Leah. So if you can please have them in your prayers and thoughts, and we dedicate this week's Dvar Torah to their well-being, that they should have a refuah shalema. It's very interesting to note that the Torah designates the first Jew, or the father of Jews, as Abraham, as Avraham Avinu. And yet in this week's portion of Noach, we find that Noach is called Ish Tzaddik, a righteous man. Tamim Haya B'Deirasav, he was perfect, he was the leader of his generation. Es Elikim Es Halech Noach, he walked with God. So the commentators all ask, why didn't God start the Jewish people, so to speak, from Noach? Why only 10 generations later with Abraham? And many rabbis answer on the following lines. The difference between Noach and Avraham was the following. Noach spent 120 years building a teva, an ark, that would save humanity and animal life. In those 120 years, he didn't convince anyone to change their ways. That means he was interested in being close to God for himself, but he didn't share that. He didn't manage to, if people asked him what he was doing, he would tell them there's a flood coming and I'm building this as a defense and you have to change your ways. But he never seemed to reach out and bring people into his fold. And in 120 years, he did not manage to convince even one person. Whereas if we take a look at Avraham Avinu, we find the opposite. He was a pillar of chesed, he was a pillar of kindness. He used his hospitality, invited people in to his home, and he would talk to them and explain his ideas and ask them, where do you think your food came from? And when they'd want to pay, he'd say, don't pay me, thank the one who made it, thank God. And slowly but surely, through his kindness, through his outreach, he managed to convince, we're told by Maimonides, tens of thousands of followers. He had a big following, and these are what we call the nefesh asher osu b'choron, the souls that he made, that he converted, if you like, in Choron. Noach is what they often refer to as in the text as a Yiddish expression, a chosidim peltz. He was a chosid in a fur coat. In other words, he was from for himself. A coat keeps you warm. If you light a fire, it warms the whole room around you. So Noach said that as long as I'm serving Hashem, as long as I'm doing the right thing, that's all that matters to me. Hashem wanted to start the Jewish people with somebody who would reach out, who would be careful, who would care and be considerate to others. And in particular at these difficult times, there's many things we can't do. We may be isolating and we can't come to shul. We may be struggling in other ways. But the one thing we can still do, in many ways, is chesed. Because chesed just means kindness, picking up the phone, seeing how someone's doing, having a chat, thinking about someone, giving tzedakah, that's a form of chesed. All these things that we can still do are what we have to focus on, because we see that they are the core values of what Hashem looks for in the Jewish people. I wish you all Shabbat Shalom, and hopefully we'll see you soon.